Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Shelter. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get on the internet for free. And if you want the most up-to-date version and or support them, they have a Patreon. So anyways, in the last Let's Play, we're on the top deck and fighting with Rune, and then the dragon appeared, which, kicked our butts. But then Rune used his Canine Ember magic to give me the aura and have me controlled by the original Rune, who kicked the dragon's butt. Didn't kill it. But then we noticed one thing. Event to do. We didn't do that. So we went back to that night, and hopefully it counted, so we'll get back to it. And we're, reliving his memories, because I thought, well, if there's anything particularly interesting, then, we'll see it. And, this will be unpeered. He was young, honest, and lived a certain young canine named Moon. With a mysterious ability to cross the barriers between countries, he sat on the lands untouched by canine powwows. Wherever he went, he brought help to the people, and made comrades along the way. Together, they fought, celebrated, grieved, and grew. They opposed and stood victorious. Against forces that threatened to devour everyone's future. Together, they shattered the barriers and sowed the seeds of change in the hearts of people. Together, they witnessed the birth of their new world. But strangely, beyond the final steps of their journey, after finally reaching their happy ending, down sadness clutched on the Moon's heart. I don't want this journey to end, he said. I want to be the beacon of hope for our people, the howl that never dies. And when Moon finally passed away at the end of his long and peaceful life, one thing could be peaceful if he's a warrior. It was with a smile on his muzzle. And he believed strongly that his wish would be granted. And then skip ahead. Let me royal wolves. Borkin. Poinished. We've done this thing before. Long time ago, when great changes shook the world and its people entered the era of new freedom, there lived a certain young German shepherd named Rune. Born with the burning wanderlust in his heart, he set off to the world's foreign lands, seeking adventure. What he lacked in strength, he made up for with resilience, enthusiasm, and his way with words. During the journey, he befriended a brigade of awe-inspiring yet troubled souls from across all countries, and they traveled together with aligned goals. Over the years, eventful journey, Rune helped his friends in the best way he could, sharing songs and baring their hearts to each other. They grew closer and stronger. There were times when even words were not enough, when one must grit his teeth and face adversity head-on with claws and fangs if need be. During one such dire fight, with the survival of his lover at stake, Rune put his own life on the line and called upon powers he didn't even know lay dormant inside him. With overwhelming force, he laid his enemies to waste and saved the lives of the people he cared about. Everyone rejoiced, as with Rune's newfound might by his side, they gained hope to save much more. However, they soon learned the price of such a miracle. The Rune they knew was no more. By regaining his power and memories of his previous life, he became a new person altogether. They called him Dune Moon. They still continued their journey together, putting smiles on the faces of people across all 6 countries. Together, they saved the world. And once all was said and done, they reached their hard-earned happy ending. Dune Moon's pre-urgination, finally came to its conclusion too. He made that unabashedly clear when he abandoned all of his magic gear and left all those close to him without farewell, with only his treasured loot on his back. Tracked down and confronted, he refused to answer at first. They asked him if he regretted the venture they lived through together, if he thought that helping everyone was pointless. Whether it's at a time of war or in peace, a true hero cannot save everyone with his sword alone, he said. True hero saves with laughter. And I'll return when I find mine. Those were the last words recorded of Dune Moon before he abandoned everyone who ever loved him. Woof. Skip. Long, long ago, when the noble ideas behind the first organized kingdoms of the world became corrupted by the will of conquest, lived a certain young collie named Dune. He was but a foot soldier in the Royal Canine Army, and not a particularly impressive one at that. However, his heart was filled with too much determination to abandon his sworn duty. Despite his poor strength, skills, and magic affinities, he still dedicated his whole being to supporting those around him. Even as a single, insignificant dog, he still dreamt of being at peace, of bringing peace to all nations once more somehow. Anything to protect his fellow canines. Then, during the Battle of Stripes, Dune's whole life was shaken to the core. Seeing his comrades fall into the enemy's strikes, desperation swelled within the dog's chest. A fabled crystals of a blaze sprouted around him, and legendary sword of the moon manifested in his hand. Single-handedly, he drove the enemy felines back to the borderlands. And when the cursed, weakened enemy forces were about to be devoured by the denizens of the borderlands, he slew the foul, corrupted creatures, allowing the cats to retreat to their own homeland. In the following months, the name Dune Moon echoed throughout the whole world, and he became a canine icon at the forefront of the reformed politics of the kingdom. Both Moon and Noon were legendary allies of all races, and it was believed that with the return of their reincarnated self, the road to peace was finally within reach. Again, during their union with the king, whom he recognized as his close friend, Dune Moon prepared a gift, a relic of good faith, blessed by an oath, that could help them find Moon again across future generations. I cannot afford to stay passive any longer, he said. Together, we can unite the people of this world once again. Gathering all the important leaders of all species was held together in the center point of the world, with Dune Moon and other important heroes present for peacekeeping. Yet a terrible tragedy struck, and there are no known readable records left of what exactly occurred that day. An outbreak of corruption among several members of the meeting. Any and all details of their identities irretrievable even to the wisest scholars. Those who weren't corrupted meant the end to their lives that day. Dune Moon and the king died that day too. Confusion and thirst for vengeance spread among the people, bringing some of the bloodiest 20 years of the history to all nations. In that new chaotic reality, canines needed their hero back more than ever. They waited impatiently for his return, as knew that when the new moon rose, he would bring hope to save everyone again. Once again. Whether he liked it or not. Skip. Sakurai, soldiers, Gununchian swords, throat. Interesting. You can change that. Well, we'll see if anything changes now. We just have to be calm. Yep. Well, let's see. I got it. Rune said while patting one of my pockets in his chest. The spirit of Luke's body grimaced, glanced him first with surprise, but then flashed an excited, toothy grin of understanding. Leaving Rune behind. Okay, so it's probably getting the eye, hopefully. Well then, Rune shuffled the floor in front of him and located Rune's short sword. He grabbed the blade and raised the razor-sharp tip towards his face. Took a deep breath and skip ahead a bit more. Something swishes right in front of my face, and we both slam against the barrier of light suddenly erected between us. The corner of my right eye, I see Rune's sword flying in an arc over the floor, going in the way over the giant's head, and twisting along shimmering barrier behind the trail. Seeing the wide crack in the part of the barrier in front of my face brings a healthy dose of fear-induced clarity. The monster raises a gigantic paw again, swoops right at me, hiding behind the already damaged barrier. When I get close, I can already feel the blast of air coming from motion. Rune swoops in so fast that he becomes a blur, sliding over the flat side of the barrier, like on ice. The moment he blocks the strike of the giant paw with his sword shield, the air around us instantly stands still once again, and the monster stumbles from the sensation of its momentum being absorbed by the shield. At the same time, I feel a strong tug at the collar of my coat, and everything around me becomes a blur. Rune is the only clear view by my side. Come on, mate. I bet you could totally beat it with your bare arms, but please leave some of it to me too. The whole world around me swirls, while the both of us slide along the barrier path, higher and higher, eventually going straight up, without a stop in sight. I'm happy to see him by my side again, but I'm glad that apparently he managed to recover the damage sustained before. But then I feel some worry and wetness over his fur. I take a look at his face. At the moment, I swear I can feel a warm droplet of blood hitting my forehead, or freezing almost instantly afterward. Rune, are you okay? Ha. You tell me, mate. I mean, I still only have one functioning eye, but hey, I have an eye, still. Holy crap. Yep. Does it work? Yep. Holy crap. Oh, woo. The barrier slide finally ends, and shatters under our feet, and we fly high up in the skies, almost to the summit level of the Shining Mountain. I'm overwhelmed by the chaos, thoughts and sensations in this restless chain of events. Right now, I'm too excited about Rune's new eye to fear the consequences of me flying so high in the air without a charge of avian mana. Everything is gonna work out somehow, I hope. I really should look at the to-do list before doing a new one between, updates. Flying so high in the sky, I take a quick glance at the giant monsters I saw on the far horizon before. When I first reached the shelter's deck, still there, behind the tall hills, so far away. It slowly turns its head in my direction. And it grins, staring right at me. Then, I swear it moves its mouth, as if trying to speak words. Hey, don't zone out. Here, mate. Rune gives me my sword back once again, and then caches its own shield sword. It's funny to think how much it reminds me of our reunion merely 10 minutes ago, almost beat to beat. But this time it's different. This time we're nearing the end. This time we're on the offensive. The wounded one-winged dragon, like a monster below us, stares up with all-consuming bloodlust. Its throat and underbelly light up with the preparation for yet another blast at that cursed breath of burning bright light. But this time, something is different. The beast opens its mouth right away, and surroundings blend in a magical mirage. The space between the creature's scales lights up as well, and I can tell clearly that its whole blood circulatory system shining through, like glowing veins on a meat tree. Ew. The membrane of its remaining wing lights up and then turns to ash, like a burning sheet of paper. Is it absorbing all of the mana from its surroundings, to the point of breaking and disintegrating its own body? And we release so much mana from so many monsters that it can feed on it now? Whatever attack we may have to face next, it's going to be way beyond the level that served us up to this point. Desperation attack, huh? Good, I wouldn't want it to end boring anyway. Rune, I'm out of mana. Ah, sorry mate. One more for the road, eh? Right around that time, our upward momentum runs out. Rune lets go of me. He rapidly backflips a couple of times, and then spreads his arms and legs in a cheerful howl, releasing a charge of mana to his charge of his mana into the air. I immediately absorb it, and then desperately grabs the corner of his vest. He starts falling down. He tucks him under his left arm, laughing at the mid-air clumsiness. Rune, that's not enough. I need Avian not to splatter against the deck. It's fine, mate. It's fine. And that big fat jerk is gonna burn us to a crisp, even before we get to him. The shield sword can't even create barriers strong enough to... a whoop. The rest of that sentence drowns out, pushed to the back of my throat by Rune's tongue. Dude, not the time for this. Couldn't have lasted more than a second or two, but the deep, sloppy kiss felt like the longest it was heart-pumping makeout session in my life, considering the circumstances. Dropping down from the skies towards the giant man-eating beast, or dog-eating beast, with quickly approaching visions of death, either by falling, incineration by the monster's magic breath, or being shredded to pieces by his teeth and claws. This is it, the most absolute peak of kissing experience in the history of anyone, ever. I'll never be able to top that through the rest of my life. However, little of it there to be may be left. Do you trust me? Of course. He embraces me firmly with his left arm, closes his chest, close to his chest with his blade only a few inches away from my face. Sorry, I tend to read fast in action sequences. As I burn Rune's mana inside my body, I stare down at the glowing monster. With all the magic reactions brewing inside its body, it's hard to tell bones apart from veins anymore. The white lights flicker with living flames. The monster closes its mouth, and the light around it bends. The tips of its limbs rot away as the light concentrates in its rising chest. And we're still a couple of 100 meters high in the air. It's going to be a blast at us long before we can fall down to the ground. And once again, I think I'm scared. My heart is pumping so fast. But through my unity with Rune, I realize my misunderstanding. I'm not scared. I'm excited. In a haze of exhilaration, I watch the monster opening its maw. Streaks of sizzling hot light escape through the gap between the teeth. In no more than 2 seconds, it will snuff us out from afar just like dust. But does it have 2 seconds? Canine Blade Arts! Piss Blade! I mean, the air bends around us too, as Rune twists his whole body and moves his right arm behind us, and then activates the sword shield strapped to it. And a concentrated force of the giant paw swipes absorbed earlier by Rune gets released, instantaneously throwing us right at the monster, with our momentum boost 5-fold. Rune lets go of me, and we both take mirrored positions side by side, with our weapons ready to strike, coordinated by canine empathy. And with the canine aspects of unity and daylight searching through our spirits and blades, we both pierce through the dragon's glowing mouth with our own light. Double penetration! Oh woo. A quick flash later, I stop. My feet stand on something solid. I think I'm not dead yet. When I look down, I see Rune in a perfect 3-point landing, and I stand on top of his impact-absorbed sword shield on his outstretched right arm. When I look up, I see a wide gaping monster asshole right by my face. Did they even have those? 2 perfect cuts appear right through the center, and 4 giant chunks of monster body start falling apart, with pure glowing energy spitting out instead of blood. Everything becomes blur once again when Rune tucks me under his arm and dash away as fast as his legs can take us. I hear sizzling and whistling moan, then a split of a second of an unsettling silence. And finally, the explosion so loud and bright that I almost get deaf and blind without even looking at it. So, do you think that this would make the monsters run away? We're blasted away for a good 50 meters before Rune erects another quick barrier, and we finally stop. Behind us lies a giant pile of flames and ash spraying all over. Aw, I kinda regret I didn't get to see the explosion. It's okay. Elon says cool guys never look at them. Yeah, but I just got this awesome new eye, and everything looks so crisp. Like, holy crap, I want to look at pretty things. What about me? Why the long pause? Just messing with you, mate. You're hot as heck. But hey, how did you like that technique I came up with? I like to think that of an improvised, more advanced cross-strike. Are you sure about that name? Of course. That's where the whole idea sprouted from. Sometimes inspiration can be found in the darkest, tightest, most surprising, moist places. Right. Dog damn it, I dropped my sword again. Oh no, let's go find it. There's still more monsters here to deal with. Actually, no, it's fine. Where I'm going, I won't be needing a sword. Right, that's fine. I won't be pushing you anymore. We've had our fun. Go and do your thing now. Good boy. Very reasonable of you. Rune wags his tail and laughs, with his new eye shimmers so beautifully in the light of the nearby lamp. It really suits him. A lamp? Oh great. The emergency power system must be online finally. Okay then, I have to hurry. Are you going to be okay here? Want to come with me? To be honest with you, I'm getting a little tired by now. Yeah. But there is still more of them around. It will be better if I keep them away from the tower while you work. Thank you. I'm just hanging on another 10 minutes or so. It will finally be safe again. I promise. We'll see you again. I run towards the entrance of the control tower. At first I panic, unable to find the access cards to any of my pockets. But I also see that the door is heavily damaged. Maybe I won't need the card after all. I squeeze through the narrow gap into the dark room. Feel the walls, around for a light switch. Dog damn it. What? Flip it on off again, but still stays dark. Should work. I saw the lights on the other building after all. Is there some deeper damage in the system, or sabotage? Crap. I'm such a moron. We've had a bunch of blackouts in the past, but never specifically because of the Skies Ablaze turret, so I never had to enter the control tower during one. I forgot some important technicalities. The turret gets charged through the power flowing from the whole shelter, but the control tower itself is one of the sections of shelter with extra emergency measures. Itself is one of the sections of shelter with extra emergency measures. It can be powered by a regular energy system of shelter, but can also be powered by its own separate source. I vaguely remember switching to that mode because of some disturbance during the setups. If I never reconnected it to the original system, I wouldn't be able to use the access card to open the door, even after Max turned on the emergency power on. What I have to do now is connect it back to the rest of the shelter's general energy system, so I can access and use the controls on the top floor. If that won't be possible, we're in really big trouble. I know this room pretty well. I spent so much time here over all Skies Ablaze preparations. I stumbled towards one of the corners on the opposite sides of the room, find a metal box on the wall. There are a couple dozen switches there. I can't see anything, and I don't remember which one does that, but I can feel which one are flipped off. I start going through them one after another. First one on, nothing. Second, third, fourth. Eureka! Heck yeah. I start to quickly flip off the other 4 switches. I lose the light again after the 3rd switch, but it comes back on when I turn it back on, so I leave it on for now. I hurry towards the ladder of the main control room, taking a glance at the shattered floor. The sounds of monsters are drawing closer. However, I'm not worried about Rune in the slightest. Tired or not, he wouldn't fall now from such a small fry. Not after everything we've done just now. And definitely not after his new relic eye. I still can't believe it's real. Hey Luke. What? Well, bang, okay? Stay safe, Rune. Ha. But also, yes. We totally will. Even if I'm just horribly electrocuted. Awesome. I start climbing the ladder. The higher I go, the duller the noises outside become. Still, I hear the growls, and then a bellowing roar, the giant beast. Rune keeps it at its toes at all times, all in its own. I'm kind of surprised that the giant explosion didn't make all the monsters go away. You know? Maybe it wasn't enough. I'll never be able to fully understand Rune. He's a wild mix of seemingly paradoxical traits, and at the same time, he's the simplest one out of all of us. The flashes of experiences the turret showed me are a great step in comprehending where he comes from, and what the whole deal with him. I'm going to use that knowledge for a mutual benefit. Better not die, Rune. There's so much I have to tell you. Slowly, the sounds of battle become overshadowed by the buzzing of machinery around me. Still a long way up for me. Before everything drowns in sounds of technology, I can still make out Rune's loud, passionate shout at his enemy. My name is Rune, and I'm here to say, of the Siberian Husky clan, the sentinel of shelter, and the enemy of the world. For as long as I stand, you will not trample our safety. Now it's time for my own final battle. Just you and me, Shelter. In the name of every dog who counts on us, keep them safe. To be continued. This time, you bend to my will. Also, to save me time later, boop. Though maybe, I'm not sure. Actually, could we go back? We'll do it here, just in case. And with good time, really. Let's see what else has to say. Oh, mate, Artio, thank you for playing this month's update. Here are some, fan artworks. Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, I've been reading today. Also, I woke up really bloody tired. Oh my gosh, I was waiting for this update for so long. Lots of coolness and a couple of nice payoffs. Since Rune is the designated fighter of Shelter, I could go as bonkers and overtop battles. Both of his relics turned out to be fun to utilize in combat. I wonder if I'm into one of these things since I donate on Patreon. But fuck, what? Right, I think my name's Dark Wolf Demon there. Hobbs. I was able to use that eye ever since I thought of Rune up as a scarred war veteran. I knew that I wanted him to benefit from the relic prosthesis. And the new eye looks so cute on him. Fun fact, Huskies are generally predisposed to be born with heterochroma. Level 2. We'll have to see it relatively often, so even though the relic eye doesn't match his natural color, it still fits his breed. Drawing and coding the shiny blue Luke Moon. Drawing and coding the shiny Luke Moon. Oh yeah, the mana skin or something. Picture with those animated effects was super fun too. I finally learned how to use layer masks and Renpy? Oh, woo! That is wooed. Also, what is that there? Like, those are knives, but what is that? It looks like a thing. A good thing he put things over the dongs. I'm going to use the crap out of it. I'm super excited to reach the conclusion of Rune's path. I'm pretty sure in the next update it's going to be in September, not at the end of August. It's already the 3rd, and half of August is already packed with urgent IRL stuff for me. I'll return to work as soon as I can. In the meantime, I'll post about the upcoming Rune porn scene. Whoa. Like for Burry, whether we want to prioritize bottoming or topping. Thanks for everybody on Patreon. Without your help, we wouldn't be able to give life to those silly dogs. In my head, it is kind of weird how this is the game that got me back into, what is it? Visual novels? Because, like, I played Morinatsu, like, over a decade ago. And then Netkujishi seemed interesting, so I looked at that thing. And that was, like, a couple of years ago. Then I didn't touch visual novels for the longest time. And then, like, I was looking at porn stuff, and this game came up, so I was like, well, I'll just download it, and then put it on my computer. I didn't touch it. And then I was out in the middle of nowhere, work stuff. And I was like, well, I'll just take a look at this. At first I was like, I don't know. I wasn't particularly interested because it was like, well, I'm looking for porn stuff, and, as you've seen with this game, porn stuff just doesn't come out in the face, but I fell in love with it for its just absolute goofiness. And then, shortly afterwards, if I'm looking at my thing right here, we got Adastra, which, boy, that was an emotional trip. Dawn Chorus, which that's a cute one. Very grounded in reality. Like, no monsters that we know of at least. No otherworldly swords or anything like that. And then, let's see, it was like, oh god, I have a headache now. Winds of Change, Major, Minor, and what's the other one? Komarabi? Yeah, that thing. So, yeah. Also, what level would I be in on Shotowo? Should be able to tell me. I'm in the DAW section. So let's see, I am level 12. Damn it. Well, you just have to sit here again, looking for stuff. The bonkers my head hurts. What am I in here anyways? Because it's probably under my previous name. Oh, it is GamerWolfSix. Really? When did I change that? Oh, maybe I'll save myself some time and just re-look at the video. But yeah, end of this Let's Play. So comment, cause like comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, as always. Spay and neuter animals. Balls. I should really, for these in development games, make notes on where I see typos. Because I remember a typo where it looked like a period instead of what should be a comma, but I can't remember where it is. Woo woo! Oh, I forgot to make tea. Bugger. Oh well. And until next time, let's be me, GamerWolfSix of Shotowu. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, because right now I have Shelter being replaced by, internet games, but this Shelter and, the server before that replaced Deltarune, but then this is going to be replaced by Winds of Change, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Maybe since this is still in development, I'm just going to shuffle it around to other stuff, It'll be filler. Well, it'll be like a couple of videos in between it, because right now I got, actually 7 videos between Deltarune and Winds of Change. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But that's for me. So, until next time, let's play GamerWolfSix of... Oh yeah, Determination! And well, we'll just continue to let this roll for a bit, because I do want to see me on the level 2 thingamajigger. And I guess I could talk about, I don't know, beans? I wonder if you get any interaction with him beyond him being bedridden and being flustered by humans. Oh no, your pants are undone. You're looking for the sexy times? He's got fluffies. I think my mom had a dog like that. What is that kind of dog called? Grandma, what was it? It was a fat little doggy. They, tried to keep them, well weighted, but, sometimes animals, even if you don't feed them much, get hella chonky. Okay, I'm not there, so let's see, GamerWolfSix. There it is. Oh, there we go. Hyena. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Shotowu, just as soon as we continue clicking through the things. Oh, t-shirts. Can we click on that? I'd like to at least see what they look like. Oh, when it said horny Rune, I thought it would... I was thinking more of a, one of those dockies or whatever, those body pillows, but, it's just his face. Tell me I can't have sex with a body pillow? Sad. I kind of feel like I would want one of those things, but then I might be embarrassed as well. Oh, whoa. So we did all that stuff. Yeah, until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Shotowu. A game we're in a shelter, and there's dogs, but also questions that need answers. Like, who cut that one thing in the towel? We'll have to see. So thanks, and see ya.